and she was trained as a teacher at Western Michigan University, which I still believe is the most wonderful four-year institution in the United States. For the last 3 years, we've made our home in Portage, Michigan, where I did work at Western Michigan University in the College of Aviation. The time that I spent getting to know Henry Ford College was very similar and basically overlapped with the time I got to know Dearborn. And it really is humbling and exciting to have the kind of leaders that I see in this room here willing to give me an opportunity to be part of your community. And I want you to know that I believe in a kind of leadership that is allowing talented people to have the opportunity. In fact, one of those talented people just came in. The president of the local AFT is John McDonald, and he's here. John, welcome. Osama was quoting you earlier, saying good things about me, so that's on record. I truly believe the best leaders of us do give an opportunity for the talented people around them to make use of those talents, not micromanage those people. And there's some talented people here that I think are worthy of me mentioning, despite them being mentioned before. And it just so happens that a couple of them are my bosses. One of them is Trustee Hammoud, who is a prosecutor in Wayne County and has been very helpful with me in understanding both the community and the goals she has for the college. One of them is Trustee Nasser, who is a local businesswoman and multiple businesses, a working mother, and a leader in the community. And then, of course, the stalwart on the board that is here tonight is basically the heart and soul of the board, and that's Trustee Lane, who has given her time and her knowledge to the community for not long enough. And, you know, if you hear a college president say that they're going to be great because of their leadership, or they're going to be great because they have a fantastic goal to fundraise, or if they're going to be great because they're going to reorganize the faculty and that's going to be fantastic, I'm of the belief that they're wrong or they're misinformed. A great college president realizes and fosters a fantastic group of vice presidents. You may not know many of them, but they exist and they're here in the room. Senator Kniezek, hello. Senator Kniezek is here, a great representative for us in the Senate. You know, this is important. These are my teammates. They have shown me an outstanding amount of grace and humility and have made me feel welcome and made me feel like their teammate. And they need to be acknowledged by name. One of them is Daniel Herbst. He's a doctor. Please stand, Daniel. He came here less than a year ago from Arizona. Keep standing. One of them you're worthy of looking at for long. One of them is Becky Chadwick, and she has been at the college for is it 18 years? 18 years, and she's affectionately referred to by multiple board members as the glue that holds the college together. Amy Clark is a lawyer, and she is the legal counsel. She we'll now have 3 lawyers on the cabinet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Reginald Best is the person who is going to help us try to raise funds and expand our reputation in the community. He also is an ordained pastor, and I'm sure he'll tell me if any of my ideas are below the standard of deity. We have Dr. Cynthia Glass. She has been with the institution for over 10 years, I believe. Is that right?
8 years.
Okay. Well, you have done enough work for 10 years. And then another person that you should recognize as a member of the cabinet is Kathy Demetrio. She is the executive assistant of office, and frankly, she's the glue that holds my work life together. And the last person on this cabinet deserves a special recognition, and I'm glad to have his colleagues stand before him, because we're going to stand together as a cabinet. We're going to work together, and we're going to try to earn your trust and respect as the gem of the community that Henry Ford College is. And until last Monday, the person that had to do that in one of the most difficult predicaments is here with us, and that predicament is during a presidential search where one of his colleagues is trying to become the president. And by the way, Dr. Nealon, who's not here, has been outstandingly generous and professional in the transition. But the interim president held this team together, worked forward, helped the board understand where we were trying to go, and has been nothing but helpful and welcoming to me. He also is a purveyor of the dark arts, otherwise known as a lawyer. But he's been good to me, and I think he served your community well, and that is Interim President John Sadkowski. Please. So now you can sit. The other thing that's important to me is to explain to you why I decided that I wanted to ask for the opportunity from people like Judge Bazzi, people like Gary, for the opportunity to interview for this job. My passions in life are education, leadership, and public service. And I don't think I can find a better way those intersect. And I know I can't find a better community where those intersect. You know, there's a honeymoon period for a first president, and I'm enjoying it. Most people say nice things about you. Yeah, okay, I'll take it for tonight, counselor. Most people say nice things about you. If people want to say bad things, they generally just don't say anything for a while. You get an opportunity to get exposed to most of the good parts of a community, and but what I have seen in this community that is so valuable is something that's been instilled in me from my father, who came from Brazil and really didn't have enough money to have a house. His father was himself an immigrant from Europe down to Brazil and then up to the United States in search of a better life. And that life was delivered through an opportunity for work and education. And what I find is that communities that have people who value that opportunity for education as a method for societal growth, why they happen to be more diverse. They happen to be more accepting of different viewpoints. They happen to be more willing to support, and another one of my bosses is here now, Trustee Jim Thorpe, thank you. He did tell me he was going to be late. Those communities are the communities that I want to be a part of. Those communities are the communities that will vigorously defend the right to a good education. They'll put their money on the line to pay for a good education. And when this honeymoon period is over, Abed, we'll debate about what a good education is. And that's okay. You know, some people say, well, people argue too much about education, or people have, you know, there's dynamic about that. If you go to court, or if you go to government, you should have vigorous debate about what is good education. Yeah. You should have good, educated debate about what is appropriate public policy. I hope if you ask one of my cabinet members what we're doing in cabinet, we're having appropriate, vigorous debates. And if you have a good idea, you better bring it forward. And as the president, if you have a good idea and you want to bring it to me, even if it is Kavalhuna, you're all sideways on that issue. You need to straighten out. Bring it to me. Because societies that value that kind of discourse, societies that value that kind of exercise to make great public institutions, that is the society that I decided I wanted to join. And that is the society that I am so, so grateful that the leaders in this room decided to give me a chance to be a leader in. So when the honeymoon is over and it may be 8 o'clock tonight, I'll bet. Please look to me to be a partner in your community. I didn't move here by accident. I didn't pick this community by accident. I don't come from a background of immigrant history by accident. And I don't say it by accident that I want your input, because this institution, if we do it the way we should, through community support, excellence in education, if we do that the way we can, as I told the board when I asked for their blessing to be their president, we can be a national model for how K through 12, P through 12 moves young people who have no other option into meaningful careers and lives. And that is the goal. And with your help, I think we can do it. I'm honored. I am frankly just touched that a leadership group like AIPAC would have me in my second week and assemble these types of people to begin the discussion. Osama, you've been gracious to have me here tonight, and you have been gracious enough to offer your support to me personally and to the leadership of AIPAC, and frankly anyone who doesn't agree with AIPAC. I welcome the opportunity to be a partner with you in this community. And honey, I appreciate your support. You're the most important person in this room to me, and you've supported my ambition to come be a leader here. And I'm hoping that the community will support your transition with young children. And
I'll babysit.
I don't think she'll agree to that, Osama.
Honeymoon is over.
So, where I'm from, we toast, even if it's water. So, I toast to you all helping me continue what is an 80-year legacy of fantastic, fantastic world-class education at Henry Ford College. Thank you very much.
You know, first of all, Russell, who disagrees with AIPAC? I mean, that's a very offensive statement. And don't start this. I have one more person to acknowledge in here. I'd like to welcome Bridget Hurd she's a director, senior director of diversity and inclusion, Blue Cross Blue Shield. I pay too much in insurance. Can we do something about my Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance? Then I'm going bankrupt. And also, we have, he just came in, he's also been Arabized, Glenn Maleko, the superintendent of Dearborn Public School. Thank you for joining us, Glenn. And we had talked about the Dearborn Public Schools before you came in, and we said that you know, they're doing very well. But you can watch the video later on, you know, and know what we said about you, you know, personally. And thank you for coming. Jim, thank you for joining us. We know that, you know, you're not an Arab because you told me that you're going to come late. Now, the person that came on time, and he was saying, what's wrong? You guys never on time, is John McDonald. And I'd like to invite John to the podium to say a few words. And while he's getting here, I wanted to ask Russell, what happened to Brazil, man, in the Mondial? And their ass were getting pretty bad. I'm among educators. I mean, that's
why you're not babysitting.
So, Brazil is out. Huh?
Everybody's out now.
John McDonald.
Well, two things have happened tonight that I've not experienced before, and one of them Osama's referred to. And he said, be there at 7 o'clock, dinner will be at 7, program will follow. And I said, how did you ever get ahead of an agenda in terms of time? You know, I thought I could come at 7:30 and he'd still be at the microphone. And he may very well be. You know.
Now, John, I was very nice to you when you You were not here. You know, I could turn around and be nasty too.
No, it's not in your nature. I've never seen that in you. At any rate.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, and Osama did not tell me he wanted me to say anything tonight. So this is going to be brief, which has probably restored the faith in our trustees' faith in prayer that I have. That I'm going to be brief. Well, many of you were on the hiring committee for Russell, and he was a very impressive candidate from the outset. What struck a lot of us is that not only his expertise. Thank you very much. What struck us was his expertise in so many fields, and I've told Russell and others among you that he occupied two professions in which you cannot make a mistake. Number one, airline pilot, and number two, U.S. prosecuting attorney. You cannot make a mistake. And when he came into interview, as many of you saw, he was thoroughly prepared. He was an attorney at the top of his game, and I mentioned to him today, well, one of the things that struck us, and I will forgive you, Russell, for being 39 years old, and that's an effort. But one of the things that struck us is this 39-year-old gentleman had succeeded in so many professions. And I told him today about a record from the, no, none of you will recall it, from the 1960s, stand-up comic named Tom Lehrer. And I've always remembered one of Lehrer's lines, and I mentioned to Russell today. And Lehrer says, "It's a sobering thought indeed, to recognize that when Mozart was my age, he'd already been dead for 3 years." This man has accomplished a tremendous amount. He's going to accomplish a tremendous amount at our college. He has impressed faculty, and the faculty need someone of his character, someone who certainly presents well, presents the college well, but more importantly than that, someone who has a humility about him, which is very much needed. Oh, they're not asking you to do that. I just made about a dozen enemies. So I'm looking forward to working with Russell. I've been at the college for a while, and I wanted to leave the college the way I found it many years ago. It was family. It was genuinely family. And I was blessed for 35 years with two phenomenal presidents, Stu Bundy and Andy Mazzara. And the highest compliment I can pay you is I think you're in that tradition. And when I retire, the honeymoon will continue. But when I retire, I'm confident that I will be leaving the college the way I found it. A family with a common goal, where all our people are respected, and we have leadership that is positive and will benefit the college that I attended as a student many years ago. And I run a lot of campaigns for the college, and I think one of the best expressions I ever came up with was Henry Ford Community College at that time, Dearborn's College. It belongs to all of us. Thank you.
John, just want you to know that cutting the microphone off is the least they can do.
You made a lot of friends today.
Thank you. Now we can have dinner, and thank you again for your patience. The program, by the way, happens to go more than 45 minutes.